How's it going, guys? Let me know if the mic's working good. I should have checked on that before. Okay, we're good. My mic's connected. Let's go. Last live call-in show of the year. Super Bowl 59, everyone's favorite exhibition. Hope everyone's doing good tonight. Firstly, I want to just say thank you to everyone who shared the video, liked the video, left a comment this year. You guys really helped the algorithm. So want to just thank everyone. Secondly, thank you guys for supporting me on Patreon. If you're in the executive Discord group, you guys can just go down a tier to the $5 Patreon during the off season and keep using the Discord. You guys have been phenomenal in there, building a community, building bets, hitting parlays, betting different types of sports. So yeah, like just stay in there during the off season. Feel free. Thirdly, Super Bowl, man, and I wish I had a ton to say about it. I wish I could say I was excited about it, but that's why I did the video. Like the Super Bowl's not really for us. But once the game starts, we'll be locked in. I'm ready for it once the game starts. Once that ball is kicked, I'll be ready to go. But I just want to start the show with saying a thank you to everyone. It's been a phenomenal year. Enjoyed every minute of it. Like I said, enjoyed every minute of it. Once you get to this week, it's more somber than celebratory. Maybe if we were in New Orleans, it would be different. But that's just where I'm at. Trap T, yo, what's up, D? How you doing, D? What's good with you, D? What's up, Jackson Helms? What props? We like him, my man. I did a prop video. I have them here, and I felt like I have some good props, man. I feel like my long shots are going to be the best long shots you can get. But we can talk about them. I actually have them here because I knew people would want to talk about them. We can get to it. What's up, Mike Stacks? I saw your comment about creating a separate thread on Patreon. Pretty much impossible with Patreon. So, not much you can do with it. Not much you can do with it. I'm thinking about building my own website during the off season. I don't want to get too ambitious. I'm thinking about just getting away from Patreon and then just doing it separately. But like I said, I have to plan and plot that. And I'm not the most tech savvy person. So I think it's going to cost me like 3,000, but we can do it. I'm thinking about doing like an old school forum and just have like my own payment processor. Yeah, D, dude, your bill's going down 2 weeks ago was just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just, it left a bitter taste in my mouth. And what's up? What's up, man? 3P. You guys are saying 3P. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. What's up? What's up, Jared? I mean, Eagles do have an opportunity for a blowout, but I wouldn't go that far. Every Super Bowl is close now. Every Super Bowl is close. And with the way the turnovers have been in the playoffs, like I don't want to be boring and fucking just say the cliche thing, but the game comes down to turnovers. Like I felt like the Commanders had a chance to beat the Eagles, but what was it? 3-4 turnovers to 0. So that's what you get. And look at the game with the Commanders against the Lions. Turnovers, man. Turnovers. Texans against the Chargers. Like it's crazy when you start seeing disparities of like 3-4 turnovers in games. But that's the playoffs and that's the variance. Yeah, Tev, I listen, and everyone, every time like I see people on Media Row and all that stuff, I feel like the commentators who work for the big networks are just pretty much going out of their way to tell us that, oh no, Chiefs don't get calls. They don't like, and like I said in the video this week, I said the refereeing this year has been like very good actually. And like I said in the video, there's been calls that went against us with all of our bets. Like we bet 4 to 6 bets a week, high leverage situations. And there's been calls that went against us. There's been calls that go for us. You guys didn't hear me here complain about officiating one time. Like I never got on here and complained about it. Never went on Patreon and complained about officiating. It's just with these Chiefs games. Yo, Reno, I'm gonna miss you too, man. See you next year, man. I just don't. I never been a big goodbye guy. That's why I like this Super Bowl week. It's just so somber, and then we get like the fucking week off before it, and then we get a fucking Pro Bowl game. Like I remember a Pro Bowl, guys, when I think D can correct me on this. What's his name? Not Josh Norman, but Brian Mormon, the Bills punter. I remember fucking Sean Taylor laid him out in a Pro Bowl game. It might have been the hardest hit I've ever seen. Maybe it was Ed Reed who got him. I'm pretty sure it was Sean Taylor. And yeah, and then we get flag football. But 4.3 million people watched it, so can't hate on it. Yeah, Salvi, I thought the same thing last week, and then we get that quarterback sneak. Okay, let me just read Salvi's comment first. Chiefs in trouble. Too much heat on the refs, and league won't get their usual 3-4 BS calls. Well, I don't even know if it's like 3 or 4 BS calls. They just get their calls in high leverage situations, which is crazy. Which, like, if there's 3 or 4 BS calls, like, I'm not picking apart your statement. I think you're correct. It's just like when they get him in high leverage spots, it's like equals like 10 calls. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the same thing last week, and then we get the quarterback sneak, and then we hear Gene Steratore come on. The best referee in our generation, Gene Steratore comes on and says, Tony, I think they got it. Actually, he didn't even say I think. He's like, they got it. And then, of course, they go against Gene Steratore. It's just, that's where we're at with it, man. And yeah, that was Sean Taylor. Okay, D, I was just checking to see if I had my memory right. That was one of my favorite football moments. And Mormon was a nasty punter. That's how you know I was locked out of Direct TV for a little while. I fucking remember Brian Mormon. That's how you know it was bad, man. Yeah, and I'm curious to watch the game though. And once it gets in, can I ask you guys a question now that you're here? Is Super Bowl? Do you guys feel the buzz this year? Because I've never been a big Super Bowl guy. Like, I don't want to poo-poo the Chiefs, like, or dunk on the Chiefs or anything and blame it on them. Like I said, the Super Bowl's never been for us. And if you watch this show, you're us. Because if you watch the show, you're obsessed with football. It's just, is there a lack of buzz this year? Because I feel it. And I don't know if it was the week off. I don't know if it was the melancholy feeling, because I had so much fun this year. And there's nothing like betting the NFL, and there's nothing like having 13 to 16 games when you come off a 3-1 or 4-0 money pick, and then you come rattling into the next week and you get that list of 16, and the hoop feels so big and you just fucking want to shoot it from any range like Steph Curry. That feeling is just something you can't duplicate with other sports. You can't. Yes, Campbell, I know the Chiefs are -1. Yeah, not in the drinks, just in the game. I used to, as Sean Taylor used to be one of my favorite players. Yeah, Jared, I agree with lack of buzz. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, Jared, and can I be honest? Like, maybe I'm getting older. Maybe I'm getting older, but I've just never been a guy who likes to fight about who the MVP is. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been that guy. If you gave it to Josh, I'm fine with it. If you gave it to Lamar, I'm great with it. If you gave it to Saquon or King Henry, I'm fucking satisfied. with either of those four. Maybe even Derwin James deserves a shot if you want a defensive guy. It's just, I don't know, like, if I want to get into a fighting match about who's the MVP, I probably would have voted for Josh. Although I was kind of ringing the Lamar Jackson bells earlier than everyone else when it was week 7, week 8, when I said, guys, like, I know the record's not what it was last year, but this is his best year. And it's just also like, then I'm like seeing like really sloppy, cold takes saying like, oh, Lamar sucks and Josh Allen's just a jobber for Pat Mahomes. Like, and I'm seeing stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh, just like, damn, man. Just like, firstly, Lamar Jackson doesn't suck. Secondly, Josh Allen has been phenomenal, an absolute train this whole year. It's just, I don't know, man. Some of those takes I see are just dog shit, man. It's dog shit. Like, Pat Mahomes didn't play better than either of those guys in either of those matchups this year. Those guys have been phenomenal this year. It's like, and I'm supposed to get mad that like Josh or Lamar didn't win it. Like, I'm supposed to fight about that. And it's kind of like, well, if I'm getting steak or lobster for dinner, I'm not fucking complaining. I'm really not. You give me either or, I'm fine with it. I agree. Jaden Daniels deserves some consideration, especially with the playoffs. I know the votes are in before the playoffs, but he deserves some consideration. I just felt like, yeah, like, you give me Lamar, you give me Josh, you give me Jaden Daniels, you give me a Derwin James shout on the other side, you give me Saquon or King Henry. I'm good with either one. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to war over who should get it. Okay. Yeah, no, society is getting wilder. Yeah, and I also think like that's a little bit of the internet. Like, I talk to you guys on Discord, on the internet, and I see your Instagrams. You guys are completely normal people. But also I feel like a lot of the internet is just like rage bait. And sometimes they get me. Yeah, so yeah, no, Dan, I'm fine with a Joe Burrow shout. Like, I'm fine with a Joe Burrow shout. I'm fine with a Joe. I felt like Joe was phenomenal this year once again. He was actually really good. So I enjoyed watching all of those guys play. So, and we're blessed to have those guys in the league, because I remember when, there just wasn't a lot of good quarterbacks in the league. Let's get this money, Eusebio. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? How you doing, man? Eagles and Jack says Eagles and under 49. Yeah, the over under. When did I pick it? I don't think when I picked it was at 49. Did it move up? Because when I picked it, I thought it was at 48.5. I didn't have a strong inclination on it. I felt my money pick was the Eagles team total. And I've had good success in the playoffs with the team totals. And I think going over on the Eagles team total, I believe it was 23.5. I like that. I felt like that was interesting. Now let's get to some props. I'll get to some Patreon questions and we'll get to the props. Just want to see like what your guys' feedback was on the buzz. Okay, let's get to some Patreon questions. Okay. Always learning. Thoughts on over 2.5 different Eagles to score at plus 145. Firstly, what's up? Always learning. Secondly, okay, over 2.5. So Hurts, Saquon, and a receiver. I like the plus money. Okay, I think Eagles are probably going to get at least 3 touchdowns because I think they're getting to 24. That's why I think the money pick is the over team total for the Eagles. I would consider it always learning. I would consider it. It's just the problem is Saquon or Hurts could double up. That's the issue. That's the issue. I would consider it. I wouldn't be say like, oh, I'm dying to bet it, but I would consider it. Michael, man, yeah, man, it's all good, man. Yeah, and we should do a Super Bowl wrap up after it, because the one we did when fucking Shanahan blew the game against the Chiefs was pretty hilarious. Derek, what's up? What's up, Derek? Hey, John, if you had to take 4 props off this bet, which 4 would they be? Thank you for an amazing season and all the best, bro. Worthy over 54.5 receiving yards. Worthy over 5.5 receptions. Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. Firstly, worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. Keep it. When I picked it, it was over 4.5. That was on my list, so keep that. Worthy anytime touchdown. You're going hard on Worthy. Kelsey over 61.5 receiving yards. Kelsey over 6.5 receptions. Kelsey anytime touchdown. Okay, you want me to take 4 off. Okay, we have to limit risk here. Okay, keep Worthy over 54.5 receiving yards. Keep Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. Take out Worthy anytime touchdown. I don't want to fuck with that. Take out Kelsey over 6.5 receptions. Although in a normal Travis Kelsey year, that would be a fucking alley-oop. So I would take off. Okay, here's what I would go with. I'd go Kelsey anytime touchdown. I'd go Kelsey 61.5 receiving yards. I'd go Worthy over 5.5 rushing yards. And I would go Worthy over 54.5 receiving yards. So that would be my 4 parlay. That's what I would go with. Jeremy Will, prop bets are probably the way to go. I wouldn't feel right putting the house on the Chiefs. Yeah, man. Dude, I think this game's a coin flip. I really do. Nicholas Vincent. Hi, Lawson. We can all say you're the best capper on YouTube. Thanks for all your work and picks. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, man. I was wondering, what do you think of Hurts touchdown plus Barkley touchdown parlay? Pays 3-1. So we're looking at like plus 300, correct? I like it, man, because at plus 300, like I think I have better long shots than that, but that makes sense. And I've been saying this whole year, if you really want to be meticulous about a bet and you really want to be meticulous and grind something out, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdowns are always between minus 100 and minus 120. And he's going to get one like 10 out of 17, 10 out of 18 games. And then you can meticulously grind that money. So yeah, I think I know Hurts is going to get at least one of those quarterback sneaks. I hate using the word tush push. Sorry. Barkley, you got to think he gets in. You got to think he gets in. But I think this is a Hurts game, guys. And if you watch the prop videos, I think this is Jalen Hurts. I think this is a big Jalen Hurts moment, man. Lick, thoughts on Josh Allen winning MVP? Listen, man, I talked about it earlier, but I'm fine with it. My list would have been, he would have been at the top. Lamar would have been number 2. And I think I might have gave it to Saquon. But I feel like Josh Allen deserved it. But if you gave me like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, or Saquon or King Henry, I'd be fine with either one. I would. I don't know about you guys. I felt like Josh Allen did a lot with less this year. I felt like that was what was impressive. But I also felt like it was Lamar Jackson's best season. I was saying that even in week 6, week 7, I was pretty excited about what Lamar Jackson was doing, even though the record wasn't equal to last year. JJ, hello Lawson. I bought 6 points on the over and I got +7 with the Eagles. 400 to win, 361. Have a good day. What's up, JJ? JJ, I try to do those like old school, like the boomer jokes to the wife, like, how long you been married? Like you said to me. And I said to you, how long you been married? And you're like, I've been in prison 20 years. When the guy was saying he's just got out of prison or whatnot, you said some joke like that. My wife doesn't understand the humor. Um, I guess it's like an American older type joke. Um, Cal Trace, I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. Listen, I approach these games, Cal, when I just look at who I think's the better team and who's going to do better in the matchup. Yeah, I think Jalen Hurts is the MVP long shot at +350, man. I built a Jalen Hurts little parlay on the parlay video. Like, I like Hurts over 211 passing yards. I like a Hurts anytime touchdown. I like game will be tied after 0-0. Like, for instance, you'll get a tie during the game. I love that. I like Jalen Hurts MVP at +350. I like Goddard over 51.5 receiving yards. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Okay, here we go. Lino Frosto, yo, what's good, Lawson? Any angles on the puppy ball? Team rough or team fluff? Looking for a 2-teamer. People bet on the puppy ball now. Let me see who the contestants are. Because I go by breeds, man. I go by breeds. And you got to have a good balance. You got to have like a few border collies. You got to have some St. Bernards, pit bulls on the. You got to have some like St. Bernards, German shepherds on the offensive line. Get some pit bulls at linebacker. Maybe get a Chihuahua as a kicker. But yeah, man, and you got to get some mixed breeds to just be like the nastiest guys on the team. Yeah, you got to have a good mix. Whoever's got the good mix, golden retriever as a quarterback or black lab as quarterback. Maybe collies should be, because they said collies are the smartest dogs. So yeah, that's maybe a black lab. Yeah, hit the like button. Exactly, man. Exactly. Yeah, no, Antonio, they've came back in Super Bowls before, man. They've came back in Super Bowls. So, but yeah, I answered on the Patreon question. We got some soccer up this week, so looking forward to that. What's up, Chris? Philly is the better team. They should win this game. Like the Philly over game total. John, what a great money year. Thanks for everything. See you in MLB in 48 days. Downloaded WhatsApp so we can be touch over the offseason. Chris, yeah, I will send you my number on Discord. Or I'll send it on Patreon. So you guys got to school me on baseball. Last year, D was an absolute train with baseball. D was really ambitious with some of the same game parlays in baseball. But like, for instance, like my dad went on Discord and, my dad put his filter on it and my dad was winning money with some of these suggestions. Obviously not as risque as some of the stuff D was posting. But yeah, like I think baseball's a good avenue. I think we can grind it out. I know a lot of you guys like betting NBA. I'm kind of curious to watch some NBA now that Doncic is with the Lakers. Salvi, I've never bet baseball in my life. I know I've watched baseball in the past. I watch a Mets game here and there. But I'm going to try to follow it and engage with it this year. I saw you guys getting excited about baseball this year, and I like the buzz. And I like a lot of the young players in the league now. I feel like there's a much-needed brush of young talent in baseball, and I feel like a lot of their rule changes have worked well, like with the pitch clock, with banning the shift. Like, I feel like that's something NBA needs to do. Like maybe ban the corner three. I just feel like baseball is swinging a hot bat right now, and like they're getting a lot of like young bulls in the league, which is exciting. For me in NBA, I'm trying to think what players like I relate to. Like I like watching John Morant. Like I like watching LaMelo Ball. Outside of that, I don't know. Like I can't think of an NBA player that gets me excited to watch him play. Think there's like 5 or 6 baseball players that get me excited, and it's a team game and it's something you can grind out. Salvi, I lived in Vegas in my 20s, bet baseball every single day. It's crazy. It is crazy. What's up, Busy? Busy, are you going to watch the Super Bowl? Are you sitting this one out? I saw you said you weren't going to watch it. I was like, Busy. I was like, we'll see. We'll see. Once it's Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, maybe you'll change your mind. Maybe. I mean, dude, this Chiefs thing hasn't been fun. And what I don't know if anyone watched the video where I was saying the Super Bowl's not for us. But yeah, like I just hate people like Colin Cowherd. They come on and say, like, if you don't appreciate, people don't appreciate the Chiefs or Dynasty because you're fucking losers. Like, no, it's not that. I actually enjoyed the Tom Brady era. Pretty much enjoyed it. And I never really complained. And I always thought like Spygate and that stuff was really overblown. Football squares are nice. Yeah, D, you gotta reel in with the baseball. You gotta reel in with the baseball this year. So yeah, dude, and D, just tell everyone on Discord they can stay on, like they don't have to stay on Patreon or stay on the executive tiers. Just tell them, I'll post a message there. That's not your job, but yeah, I'm excited for it. Bill, I don't know, man. Don't bet against Patrick. Yeah, it's just that's where we're at. I mean, that's where we're at. No, Salvi, I agree. Sometimes it's best to watch without sound. Anyone excited for the halftime performance this year? I gotta say, man, like I know you guys love Kendrick Lamar. Every time I go on Instagram, you guys are like glazing him. You guys glaze him more than I glaze like Rodgers or Stroud. But I don't know, man. What he did to Drake, I just don't like dog piles. I really don't like dog piles. And what he did to Drake, like I actually felt bad for Drake, and I don't feel bad for millionaires, okay, or people I don't know. But I really did feel bad for Drake, man. And I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just hating on Kendrick Lamar. I just really felt bad for Drake and what he had to go through. Like, Green Bay did do a three-peat twice, Jay. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Campbell. I don't know if Kendrick Lamar is a Mormon's in the Mormon appetizer list. Kels, you think Drake caused it? Why do you think Drake caused it? Why do you think Drake caused it? Don't you think it was a little bit of a dog pile, Kels? And do you really believe that about Drake, Kels? Kels, you're a pretty smart guy and you got pretty good instincts. You really think that's true about Drake? Like, you know, there's very few ladies men in the United States now in this like new internet age that just, you know, get women wild when they see him. Like Drake's one of those guys. Like it's like saying like Leonardo DiCaprio does that. Like it's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. Yeah, Lil Wayne would be, and it is in New Orleans. I feel like Lil Wayne has more hits. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, guys. I haven't been in a nightclub in like 5 years. Like, I don't know what they're playing. Like, I don't know what they're playing. And I listen to like mumble rap. So you guys can tease me about that. But I don't know what they're playing in nightclubs. I just know like when I used to go to nightclubs, when you put Lil Wayne on, everyone liked it. I agree. I think Lil Wayne in his prime was far better, and I feel like Lil Wayne was less try-hardy. There's something about Kendrick Lamar that is try-hardy to me. You guys know what I'm saying? It's like it's not effortless. And also, I don't want to judge rappers differently than other performers, okay? Because here's my thing about rappers. I need to believe. I need to believe. Okay. And, this era of rap is almost like too real. Like, for instance, like Drake saying he's going to Kendrick Lamar saying he's going to slap up Drake or pull out the tool on Drake. I don't believe it. Okay. I don't believe it. But if like FBG Duck or King Von or Lil Durk said, Lawson, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you, Lawson. I'm coming to your fucking house. I'd be fucking hiding. I would be worried. When I got out of my car, I'd be watching my back. I'd be petrified. I'd be sleeping 2 hours a night. If Kendrick Lamar threatened me, I'd go about my day. Okay, I'd just like, woo. But if like Lil Durk said, Lawson, it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen, bro. Like, I'm coming to your house and I'm going to get you, Lawson. I'd be pretty fucking scared. So yeah, like I need to believe. So I know you guys know what I'm saying. I think 50 Cent, like back in his day, cows would come get me too. So yeah, I know, Tyler, like the Chicago drill rappers, like those guys are almost like too insane. Like those guys are straight up like sociopaths. But then again, I like the music. But yeah, like I know Kendrick Lamar is not for me. It's just like, Kendrick Lamar is talking about like slapping Drake up and pulling out a gun on him. And like, come on, that's not going to happen. Like, that's just not going to happen. Dude, I think Luis, I think I would fear Diddy would send someone. So yeah, that is a valid point. No, CEO Gordo, Hurts MVP. Hurts MVP. Hurts is what I'm building from. Here's what I'm building from, guys. I like the Hurts over 211 pass yards. We can talk. You guys can ask me questions if you want me to elaborate on why I like that. We've been going Hurts under a lot this year, but this is a Hurts over game. This is a Jalen Hurts moment. So give me the Hurts over 211. Give me Hurts anytime touchdown minus 105. Maybe give me a little bit of Goddard over 51.5 receiving yards. And give me Hurts MVP at plus 350. I feel like the best long shot I came up with was Hurts plus 350. Yeah, no, like I agree. Antonio, you're probably right. Baby oil death. Jesus. Campbell, I thought it was a poor hire. I thought the Brian Schottenheimer was really poor. Yeah, we talked about Josh Allen. I didn't have much of a take. Like I said, I was fine with Lamar or Josh Allen or Saquon getting it. And if King Henry got it, I wouldn't complain. I felt like Josh Allen did more with less this year. Dan, I really like the Goddard over. And I feel like the Chiefs are going to sell out stopping Saquon. And I just feel like Hurts is going to have some opportunities. And I feel like this Chiefs secondary is kind of whack. Kels, Hopkins touchdown. Money is good. What you think, Awesome? I really don't know. Kels, I'm not sure. One reason why I know I got cooked in the comment section for this. So I had one of my long shots was Juju Smith over 50 receiving yards at plus 850. And everyone was saying, oh, go with Hollywood. Well, we're not going to get like plus 850 for Hollywood to get over 50 yards. And secondly, the reason why I focused on Juju for this long shot was I don't know what the receiving situation is going to be for the Chiefs. Like, remember that game in the playoffs where Hollywood didn't get a catch, and I felt like Hollywood was going to go off. And then we keep thinking D-Hop's going to get going, then he doesn't. And I don't see D-Hop get a lot of red zone targets. So your guess is as good as mine. Like, I don't know where the Chiefs are going to work the ball in the red zone. The only thing we know is they're going to try to look Kelsey's way. So I wish I wish I had better advice for the Hopkins touchdown. Yeah, C-spell, I agree. I think that's the game plan for the Eagles. Keep it out of his hands. You try to run it with Saquon. If they stack the box, which I think the Chiefs will, Hurts has to throw it. They have to get some chunk plays through the pass game. We know they want to start with the run, and Saquon's going to get over 100 yards. I don't think he's going to have one of those monster days where he puts up like 180, 220. It's completely possible if you lose control of him. So, yeah. Yeah, Cal's, I was wrong about D-Hop. When I saw the Chiefs got D-Hop, I was really distraught. I felt like that would put the Chiefs offense over, and it just never really materialized with them. I mean, has D-Hop even had a good game? Like a good game, like D-Hop level that we're used to, like over 80 yards and a touchdown. I C-spell. I think this is the most vulnerable Chiefs defense of the Mahomes, Reed, Spagnuolo era. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. Bob Stupek put the first Super Bowl props up mid-70s in Vegas, man. A vision could bet the coin toss. Yeah, 50-50s, right? 50-50s, right? I think Hurts can throw it, man. I think they can get some good matchups. Kels, but what did you think about the meetup, man? What did you think about the meetup? Long shot, Cooper DeJean touchdown. Oh, DeJean. How much is the Cooper DeJean touchdown long shot? But yeah, anyone want to give me some feedback on some of these long shots? Like the Juju Smith-Schuster, I felt like maybe it was a slice of brilliance for me. I felt like maybe Mahomes or Hurts to catch a pass was a shot of brilliance for me. I know this is like minus 140 now. When I picked it on the prop show, game will be tied after 0-0. It just means at some point the game will be tied. I felt like that was a little train of brilliance from me. I know it's down up to minus like 140 now. When I picked it, it was like minus like 128, minus 130. Dan, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't closed on Florida yet. But I'll let everyone know like by week 3 next year. Yeah, I want to see what Hopkins does, man. Maybe I'm missing something on Hopkins. Maybe I'm missing a game here and there. But yeah, he's been awfully quiet since he went there. Like I felt like when the Chiefs got him, it was just robbery. What Cows, but what's Gainwell's yard total? Like, what are you targeting with Gainwell? It just depends what you're targeting with him. Well, but what's the over under and how much they're going to show Trump and Taylor Swift, though? I need to know the over under. I would go under on Trump. Who's broadcasting, CBS or Fox, firstly? CBS or Fox or NBC? Who's got the game? And what's the over under on Trump? I think Noah Gray is a decent shout for the Chiefs in terms of long shots. Like That's why I was thinking, like, it was between me or Juju. It was between Juju or Noah Gray for me in terms of some long shot props for the Chiefs. Because I feel like the only weak area that you can work against the Eagles is the slot, even though the secondary has been phenomenal this year. But we see them playing ahead in games, and their defense line can just straight up focus on rushing the quarterback and only that. So it's on Fox. And someone give me the over-under on Trump and Swift. Swift has to be 4.5 times, right? Over under 4.5. I would say Trump would be over under like 2.5, 3.5. Oh, okay. I got that. Gainwell plus 600 to gain over 20 yards. It's tough, Kels. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's very good odds. But you're going to need at least like 5 carries to get that, though, right? At least 4, minimum 3. Like, I think at most he gets like 3-4 carries. At most. I don't know. That's tough. I don't know, man. I just don't know if Gainwell's gonna. I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes sense. Like, I get the methodology. I really do get the methodology. I could actually see Gainwell being a threat in the passing game. Is DeJean returning punts, Jarrett, for the Eagles? I believe so. I've seen him return punts this year. So yeah, man. So yeah. But it's a Super Bowl. I feel like we talked about everything. Last minute questions before I sign off for the year. I'll be live after the game. We'll go on and we'll talk about it. Yeah, I think DeJean's explosive enough. Yeah, man. Good luck, everyone. Good luck, everyone. Everyone enjoy the Super Bowl. Don't go too crazy. Don't go too crazy. Hit the like button, share the videos. Best gambling show on the internet. Thank you guys for all your support this year. Let's get this money. Super Bowl bets, I want to get them up like Saturday morning. I'm still thinking about what I want to target exactly. I would go yellow Gatorade, yellow or orange. Give me yellow. Hit the like button, share the videos. Yo, thank you, Steven. Steven, I saw your comment. I appreciated your comment on the video this week. I appreciate it. Thank you, C-Spill. Thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Thank you, Cows.